Hello everyone, welcome back to the Coinbros, your guide through the greatest industry on this little rock in the middle of the simulation we're all here together in. I'm glad you guys are here with us, and I'm once again joined by my trusty co-host, my boy back there, who just got out of school. And how you doing today, buddy? How's your day going?
Good.
Okay, good it is. We'll talk a little bit at the end of this. So there's a few stories today. We're going to dive right into it. We'll keep this one short. It's basically all around the Fed meeting, right? So basically today is the day that Powell, the head of the Fed, gets to hand the keys over to the new guy in charge. And the new guy in charge is a DeFi. He owns and invests into DeFi, understands crypto. So this is the last time that we have to have any type of meeting with Powell, who's been nothing but actually very bad for the industry, right? Let me turn this down. It might be a little loud. So that's kind of, it's like a two-part top stories of the day, right? So that's the first one. We have the Fed meeting. This is the last time that we have to listen to Powell. In my opinion, it's a very bullish day today. Get rid of him. He's been terrorizing crypto for the past 8 years. So it's a really, really nice to see something new coming in, and it's the timing seems perfect too, right? The whole world's starting to adopt it, and it's not some fringe industry anymore. So that's story number one. And that's going on right now as we speak. So I will keep you guys updated tomorrow morning with what happened with the Fed. You can pretty much just look at the price, and that'll dictate what you think happened in the Fed meeting. We're sitting around like 75, 76K right now in Bitcoin. And that leads into the second story, right? The second story of the day is it's also about the Fed meeting, right? And this is a funny statistic that the last 7 Fed meetings, right, including this one, there's always been a sell-off before the Fed meeting. We're so used to it being bad news that people sell off before the meeting, right? Every single time. And that's exactly what happened this time too. Even though this meeting is to basically bring a new guy in, where people are still selling off. They're so used to doing it. It's like a pattern. It's like every time the Fed meeting happens, sell your crypto because it's going to be bad news. And the same thing happened, right? So we dumped. But the interesting thing is going to be the next meeting, if that happens again, right? Because it seems like they're really leaning into crypto. The new guy, Warsh, seems to really understand DeFi, and you can only imagine that's going to be more positive for the industry. And, people's behaviors, it's like it takes a minute for them to shift. It's just part of the industry. It's like, oh, Fed meeting, got to sell. We're going to see a dump. And that might change. This could be the first time at the next meeting where we see a pump instead of a dump at the next meeting, right? Which would completely shift the way the industry behaves leading up, right? So that could be a big shift in the entire industry. So we got to watch out for that. But it's a very interesting story, and it's, this time was no different, regardless of what we think is going to be said. Historically, it's always good to sell before a Fed meeting because people just dump on the news. So we will see what happens with that. And then the third story of the day, it's about gold, right? Gold, the all-time high, I think, went to like 5,300 per ounce, which is an insanely high price for gold. And, there's always all this talk of Bitcoin being like digital gold, right? And this story that I read was basically, you got to be realistic too. It's like, if you want to call yourself digital gold, you'd better outperform gold, right? Like, you can't sit here and claim to be better than gold and then gold's outperforming you. So, it's one of those things, like, if we want to call ourselves the digital gold, the price has to reflect that. So we need to see Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been up decent this month, but, gold went on an insane run this year. And, if we can't hold our value better than gold, then, we can't really be staking that claim. And I think it will eventually completely overtake gold. But as of right now, all those boomers, they got a lot to argue about, right? They can sit here and, they can say, I told you so right now. We'll see what happens over the next 5-10 years. But, the proof is in the pudding, man. You gotta show numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And if gold wants to, if we're going to take over gold, Bitcoin's got to do it. And we got to do it within the next few years. I think we have to really start showing extreme strength, which I think we will. We'll see what happens with gold. I don't hate gold either. Gold, I wouldn't mind having some gold bricks. I'm not against it. I just think Bitcoin's a better store of value in every way. Not that I wouldn't like having, 5 bricks of gold at the house. Anyway, okay, that's the stories of the day. Nothing crazy. Let's see what happens with the Fed meeting. I wanted to talk to my boy. How you feeling? You tired?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to take a nap back there. Is there anything you want to talk about today?
No.
No? Okay, you can take a nap. All right, guys, be nice to each other. Much love. I will see you tomorrow with probably some pretty important news on what's going on in the Fed. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.